So better together, facing COVID-19 as a community. We believe that we can provide more support for our businesses, especially to our SME. Relief measure and support, if you want to find anything or all these things about us, you can visit us at dbs.com.sg under SME COVID-19 relief measure. Going above and beyond is all about speed to the market. We believe that, in this challenging time of COVID-19, we believe that we need to come up to the market as fast as possible, all the different measures and all the different solutions for our SME. Next slide, please. So we have industry-specific support, which we are giving to new SME relief measure package, and afterward, my colleague will share more about it. We also have went ahead and extend all import facility up to 60 days or even more if necessary. We went out and actually, before the government announcement, do a 6-month principal moratorium for all our property loans. We have also given export trade rebates on export trade. We also have enabled more digital collection and payment, whereby fast and pay now transactions are free. We also do next day funding with our digital business loan, and I'll share more about it in later on. We also have a higher loan quantum for all the different government programs that have been shared. And we have 24/7 online account opening and loans application services available to all our SME. And more importantly, we believe in upskilling our SME entrepreneurs and their employees, and we make sure that this is made available on all our online portal through our SME Academy. So I think you guys have heard a lot about what the government has come up with, and I believe it's unprecedented and very bold and very forward-looking of the government. So first thing, the government also came out that was announced by MAS, that will defer payment principal on all secured SME loans. So borrower can choose on an opt-in basis to defer their payment on the principal up to 31st December 2020, and just need to service interest only. Borrower can also choose to extend their loan tenor by up to a corresponding principal deferment period. At the same time, MAS has also provided low-cost funding to banks and finance companies participating in the Enhanced Enterprise Singapore Loan Scheme to SME. And in this, they will also have expanded the different scheme program. And bank will pass on all these lower funding costs to the SME. In support of this relief measure, DBS has come out this thing called DBS Digital Business Loans supported by Resilience Budget 2020. No hassle, simple to do, easy to fill out. What we want to imagine is to able for customer come online with us digitally and do not need to submit any financial statement required for loan up to 100,000. And access to this fund can be as fast as next working day upon receiving all complete application. Loan tenure can be up to 5 years and is also interest servicing for the first 12 months. And we are waiving all processing fee. We believe this will be a very significant help to especially micro SME who require quick immediate funding for their working capital today. Next, the government has announced an enhanced feature in their enhanced SME working capital loan. This loan doesn't require collateral and is now raised from 600,000 in the last announcement to 1 million today. Loan tenure is up to 5 years and also allows service interest only for the first 12 months. And we are also not collecting any processing fee, although it's an ability that we can do, but DBS is not going to collect any processing fee for doing any of the enhanced SME working capital loan. The other one that the government has made available is called the temporary bridging loan. This one, again, there's no collateral required, and the loan quantum can be up to 5 million at group level. And it's open this round for all industry, and loan tenure can be up to 5 years. Interest servicing for the first 12 months also, and there's also no processing fee. So now, I also want to share with you what DBS has done besides just the loan program. We are also doing different things to ensure that there is contact-free digital solution and support to our SME community. One, digitizing 11 common trade financing processes to reduce the need to be reliant on physical over-the-counter trade processing. 50 free fast transaction a month to promote reduced physical handling of checks, up from the 30 that we were given last time. We are also doing online account opening and online loan application, and then this is done 24/7. Our DBS Ideal Loan Servicing one-stop digital solution to submit loan transaction requests such as new loan drawdown, loan rollover, interest rate fixing. So all these things can be done digitally without you having to come to any of our branches or any of our center. More importantly, more solution and support for education. We are packaging soft skill and hardware support for Learning Institute coping with current ban on enrichment classes. Two-part webinar to deliver content around how to take offline classes to online effectively, as well as the hardware that has been identified to help SME do that. Preferential rate and expedited timeline to get the business up and running online. Brought to you by the Online SME Academy by DBS Business Class. Digitization of the bank's popular this DBS SME Academy training has to upskill and to allow our SME to continue to stay relevant and stay to increase their capability is important to us. At the same time, to be safe and to stay healthy at the customer home and offices. So now I will let my colleague David to go through with you on the latest package to come out for the F&B community.
Thank you, What we said is that DBS SME Bank, we are very focused on delivering industry-specific solutions. And the F&B area is one that's been particularly hit bad. We do realize that some from our customers' takings have dipped from anything from 20% to 60%. So I think this is an area that the F&B people have needed help. And we have launched a DBS F&B relief package on the 25th of March. So I just want to bring you through some of the specifics around that and what does it exactly mean. So you go to the next slide, please. We are intending to help our F&B partners by having a new digital channel for sales. And one of the problems that the market has shared with us is that the food aggregators are charging a hefty commission rate. The commission can be anything even up to 30%. And that actually impacts the bottom line for our customers, where the margins are also now shrinking as well. In some cases, even some of the merchants are not even allowed to mark up their prices. So the profit margin significantly reduces. So to that end, we want to share that, we have partnered with 2 IMDA supported PSG agencies, digital agencies. One is called Odo, the other is called Firstcom. Both of them allow the F&B our F&B customers to have an ability to have an online food ordering site in a very short time possible. So we're talking about turnaround time within 3 to 5 business days. So I was going into the specifics about the differences in each of them and what do they bring to the customers. Okay, so what Odo does as a company is that they build out 3 things. They build out an online menu for our F&B customers. They also have an integrated payment gateway, and also they have the last mile delivery services. They can do all of this just within 3 days, and they allow a F&B customer to set up an online e-commerce portal. How is this different from a food aggregator? As a food aggregator, you don't own your digital space. Whereas for Odo, you own their own digital space in the web, right? Their business model is that Odo charges customers 10% commission, but because of the partnership that we are doing with DBS, okay, if you come through us, they will give a time-bound reduced commission rate of 7%. So Odo will then charge a 7% commission of all orders made through your own website, right? There's also an option for delivery services. So if you have require a last mile delivery capability, they can pair you up with several third-party logistic players to do the last mile leg for delivery. The range starts for $6 for bikes and $10 for cars. There is no implementation fee here. So all of this Odo charges a software as a service kind of revenue model where they charge commission. So what does it mean to SME customers who are in F&B industry? Basically, now you have an alternative to all your food aggregators like Grab, Foodpanda, and Deliveroo. And also, you develop some element of web presence and your own digital brand share in the market as well. So that's one option that we have. The other option we have is Firstcom. And now, Firstcom pretty much does the same thing, build the online menu, also have integrated payment gateway, but it does not have last mile delivery. So if you look at Firstcom, if you are saying that your business just needs a takeout function, people coming in, order from your website and take out, then Firstcom might be more suitable for you. So we actually put out two different solution providers to find what's the best match for you. So in Firstcom, as with Order, is also a PSG pre-approved e-commerce solution. The implementation, the revenue model, the business model is slightly different. They charge an implementation fee of $10,000. Okay, IMDA and ESG actually subsidizes 80% of that cost. So the F&B customer only has to pay the difference of $2,000. Likewise, Firstcom will be able to set up an e-commerce shop, okay, and thus all of the order issuance without the last mile delivery. So there is no, at this moment of time, there is no bike or car delivery option for Firstcom. On top of that, because they're doing this in conjunction with DBS as a bundled package, they will offer a $3,000 digital marketing package, and they will give $1,000 free in terms of media budget. So you got $4,000 of media spend that you can place on ads like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or even Google search. Likewise, with Udo, they will do your entire product cataloging and picture taking and all of that. And all of that also within 5 business days. So together with these two companies, we hope that we provide industry-specific relief to the F&B areas for customers or F&B customers who are seeing dipping sales today. So what do we need to do if you are interested in this? There are 4 steps that you need to do. You can use your mobile phone, scan in this QR code, okay? We can take in your details. I will have product managers reaching out to interested F&B customers. We will then jointly assess your requirements and then also work with Udo and Firstcom to be able to fulfill them. On top of that, you will have to also, of course, open an account with us and set up Max. This is a very quick summary of what we're trying to do, but we hope that the list of things that we're doing for you, as not just Joyce has shared in terms of the relief packages and in terms of loans, but also industry-specific solutions that will help with your revenue challenges as well. So that's all for my part. I will pass on to the next speaker, and maybe if there are questions, we can take it at the Q&A later.
Okay, SMEs are the engine of Singapore's economy, and today, in this difficult time, we know that your cash flow needs are your top priority. So to address this, the government and DBS have already rolled out a range of relief measures and other initiatives to help businesses cope so that you can focus on what's best for your business, employees, and loved ones. So together, we hope that we can overcome this challenging period together. Okay, so ESG has announced the enhancement to the EFS trade and LRS scheme, and this is with effect from 1st of April 2020. The schemes are available to SMEs like yourself, subject to eligibility criteria, and this is for you to gain access to trade financing for your working capital. Under the EFS trade scheme, the loan quantum is increased from 5 million to 10 million, and the risk sharing is increased to 80%. Lastly, the premium is also reduced to 0.5%. The government has made it very affordable. And for the LRS scheme, where the trade loans are covered by a consortium of commercial insurers, ESG has also increased the premium subsidy from 50% to 80%. The risk sharing under LRS continue to be at 75% of the loan quantum. Okay, so for our existing customers, we also will help you with the extension of import facilities. We know that you're affected by this COVID situation, and we understand that your cash flow might be impacted. So if you require extensions on your trade bills, do approach your relationship managers and we'll get back to you on your request. Lastly, to help defray your operating costs during this period, we have packaged the following. For export documents submitted to DBS for handling under Documents Against Acceptance, documents against payment, and export LC, there will be a $10 courier fee rebate. For customers whose LC is advised by DBS, you can, and if you submit the documents under the export LC to us, you will get to enjoy another $30 rebate off your LC advising fee. Next. I'd like to share with you the available trade financing options which you may wish to consider for your working capital needs. For instance, if you need to pay your suppliers, you can consider the option of applying for a trade facility. If you meet the eligibility criteria, you'll be able to tap on the EFS trade and LIS schemes, which I've mentioned earlier. The bank can help structure a facility to pay your suppliers, and it can cover whether is it an LC issuance, an import bill financing, or an invoice financing. And we may finance your working capital from inventory holding period up to the time that you have received funds from your customers. Next. And due to the COVID situation, you may experience delay in payments from your customers. We can help you raise funds from your receivables through structuring a receivable finance facility for you. This is a suitable solution for customers who sell on open account. And if you are providing services, or if you are a manufacturer, wholesaler, or F&B, wholesaler in the F&B, electronics, or general trading industries. For export sales, we are also able to value add to help you package credit protection on the sales that you have to your overseas customer. This may give you a peace of mind when you deal with overseas customers during this challenging period. Next. Next slide. Yes, sorry. So if you're keen to find out more, please leave a question at the Q&A session. And you can also fill up the form at the end of the webinar if you're interested to have us contact you with your queries later on. Thank you. I'll pass on to Grace.
Hi everyone, this is Grace. So today I will cover two main themes, efficient cash management, which will lead to cost savings, and as well as our DBS SME relief measures and support for you. Next. So what do we have today? In terms of the SME relief measure and support for Pay Now corporates, tomorrow there will be a press release, and ABSS will be announcing incentive scheme for SME customers that adopt contact-free payments. This will start from Pay Now, sign up, you will receive an incentive of $25. This is limited to the first 20,000 customers. And next, if you use Pay Now for your collections, you will stand to receive a cash reward of $25. And this is limited to the first 10,000 SME customers in Singapore. And what we have is that if you have registered for Pay Now, you will also be able to receive payment from the Jobs Support Scheme 2 weeks earlier as compared to checks. Subsequent job enhancement schemes payout will be outlined in the resilience budget, and this will be disbursed through Pay Now Corporate. As part of DBS, what do we want to do? We want to support you in terms of our SME relief measure. Therefore, to reduce the handling of physical cash and checks, we have increased the number of free transactions for your Fast and Pay Now payments from 30 to 50 until July 2020. The Pay Now lookup fee of 20 cents is also waived. So this will effectively translate to savings for our SME customers. Next. Now, cash management. We want to be able to understand your business challenges, and we do. So we have prepared some examples on how you can efficiently leverage on our digital capabilities for payments and collections, and at the same time, give you some examples as case studies for you to relate to. Next. For SMEs, it is important that the bank understands your challenges. We know that as an SME, it is important for funding so that you can grow and sustain your business. It is important for you to collect your money earlier. It is also important for you to have hassle-free payments to your suppliers. So as part of our digital journey, what you can do today is open your business account instantly online without going to branches. We have our internet banking platform, which is called DBS Ideal, via DBS Ideal and DBS Ideal Mobile. This will facilitate your payments and collections digitally. And last but not least, we have a holistic bundle package for our customers for them to transact in a more cost-efficient manner. Next. So current payment process, in the light of this situation, the reliance of cash and check is cumbersome. So what can you do today? You can leverage on our Ideal platform and switch to digital domestic payments by leveraging on Fast and Pay Now. This is available 24/7 and is extremely affordable. Having said this, there are customers who have requirements for cross-border payments, like the wholesale and trading entities. Embedded in our Ideal platform is a Swift GPI. This is complimentary for our SME customers. From the day you initiate your payment, you are able to track when this flow of funds reaches your beneficiary. On top of that, our Ideal platform has now been integrated. You can book your FX contract seamlessly in one platform. You are able to make faster payments cross-border via our Priority Pay, and at the same time, more affordable bulk payments via DBS NU. So it's cost-effective, over 160 countries and over 124 currencies. Next. So Swift GPI, I think this is the first time some of you are hearing this. We are the first bank in Asia to offer this online complementary cross-border payment capability. What it means for you is that it's faster crediting to your beneficiary. There is real-time tracking without you calling our DBS hotline. There's visibility of the flow of funds, and there's no charges for this setup. Next. So we have covered payments earlier on. Now it comes to collections. We understand that lengthy collection cycle is an issue. So we are encouraging our customers to switch to Fast and Pay Now as an alternative form of collection, and at the same time, introduce the QR code collection via our proprietary product called DBS Max. DBS Max will allow you real-time collection. There is instant notification that the money is credited. You will be able to access your funds immediately, and it provides a report for automated reconciliation. Next. So what is DBS Pay Now and what is DBS Max? So Pay Now is extension of a collection rail across the 9 banks in Singapore, whereas DBS Max leverages on Pay Now to generate a QR code. Today, you can download DBS Max free of charge as a plug-and-play application. What happens is that you can generate a QR code immediately. You can flash it to your customers, have them scan and pay. It provides you an instant receipt of receipt of funds. It can be applied across all outlets of your business. You will have end-of-day collections report. So it will help you determine which outlet is performing well. It will provide you with the data to understand the flow. And most importantly, this is translating to savings because the MDR compared to a credit card MDR is about 10%. Okay, next. So what else can I do? Today, what you can also consider is to have a SDK and integrate this Pay Now QR code onto your invoices so that you can collect money efficiently and be able to reconcile these numbers. Next. Last but not least, You can also integrate this Pay Now QR code onto your web store for collection. So today, if you are paying 2.5% for your MDR, you may want to consider an alternative, which is to have your Pay Now integrated onto your web page as a form of checkout, so it translates to substantial savings. Next. Okay, so I hope that all these examples would help you relate to certain applications for your Pay Now and Fast, so that you'll be able to enjoy the relief measures and the savings that will be allocated to you. So as SME customer, we hope that you will be able to leverage on our digital capabilities to improve your forms of payments and collections. We hope that our customers are well placed, especially in this time of situation right now. And most importantly, we are here to support you. So feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions during the Q&A. Thank you.
Okay, morning everyone. Okay, we understand that this is a difficult time. So we would like to bring to you some of the additional bank assurance that released from DBS insurance partners, namely Manulife and Chubb. So to start that, let me start with the most basic, which let me take your attention to the left side of the screen. Okay. Now, with this, the focus is on the Work Injury Compensation Act. It is a regulatory act whereby companies need to cover its employees for injuries and diseases. To cover this risk, Chubb has a product which we call it the WICA insurance. Okay, and Chubb's offering for this insurance, they extend an additional COVID, they have an extended additional coverage during this COVID situation. Sorry about that. And if as a DBS SME bank assurance customer for Chubb WICA insurance, Chubb will offer an additional coverage for its employees diagnosed with COVID-19 disease. And what is the coverage? It will be $500 per employee up to a maximum of $2,500 per company. This is on top of the WICA requirements by MOM. Okay, so importantly, please note that this package covers both existing and new DBS SME bank assurance customer for this WICA insurance. So, and more importantly, this is exclusive to DBS. In addition, if there's a need, DBS has an interest-free installment payment via our commercial cards to help payment of all this premium to help you out in your cash flow. Okay, next I would like to bring your attention to our other partners. That will be Manulife, that is on the right side of the screen. So Manulife has committed a total of $1 million in protection coverage for this period. Okay, so their coverage is actually very straightforward. It will be a one-time cash benefit of $1,500 for customers diagnosed with COVID-19. In addition, if the employee or the person is hospitalized for more than 5 days, you will get an additional 2,000 coverage. So all in all, it will be 3,500. Of course, in the really unfortunate event, there's there's an additional 30,000 of coverage. So all these are packaged together with DBS, and we are bringing it to our customers. This will bring me to the end of our presentation. For those who are interested, please drop us your contact you can raise it up during Q&A for any questions, or you can fill up the form to let us contact you further. So back to you, Tiffany.
Okay, thank you, Casey. Okay, we have come to the end of the presentation. But not to worry. Next, we will be proceeding on to the Q&A session. I understand that some of you, has been asking whether will there be the, presentation deck. So, do take some time to scan the QR code, which is in front of you at currently the screen, to just fill up a few quick question surveys, and after that, DBS will be sending you guys the presentation deck. So we'll be sending it to you. So just that you have to scan the QR code in front of you. Okay. And if you have moving forward, we have quite a few Q&A questions. So we will not be able to answer all of them during this period. But if you have any, questions that, dying questions that is not being answered during this period, you can just, email to SCCCI. We can also forward your questions to DBS, or you can actually call DBS, contact them directly for further inquiries. So without further ado, right, I would like to welcome back all our speakers for the Q&A session. Just to take note that we also have a new additional speakers, Miss Alice Lim, VP of SME Loans, who will be joining us for the Q&A sessions as well. So just another reminder for those participants who have questions to ask, please click on the Q&A button below, to type your questions, so that we can post it up to the speakers itself. Okay, so maybe we can have all the speakers to open your video and unmute your mic. Okay, meanwhile, you guys can scan the QR code, to do a quick survey to receive the presentation deck also. Okay, we have all the speakers now with us at the current moment. Okay, so as you have seen, we have quite a number of Q&A questions. So I've really briefly went through some of the Q&A questions, and I'm combining quite a few on them. So, first up, I think this the questions, for those who are non-DBS holders, so some of the questions asked is that if the participants are non-DBS customers, okay, how do they sign up, to be able to get the loans, and how to go about it? So maybe any of the speakers can go about to answer, for those who are maybe non-DBS customers at the current moment.
Okay, you can go online to apply. I actually just answered one of the questions on Q&A as well. I've given the link. It's dbs.com.sg/SME/financing/ working capital loan. So actually, I've actually pasted it on the Q&A for everyone's easy reference. Please do this online. I think online response is very fast actually.
Okay, so I think that's a quick question for, quite a few of them asking, how to be a DBS customer and how to go about with the loans. Okay, next question, I also see, quite a few of them is also asking about this question on the CBR. Okay, just for the participants' information, if you're unable to see what are the list of questions, please click on the Q&A icon if you have missed out also. So under the Q&A icon, you'll be seeing the types of questions that, we are answering at the current moment. So the next question I have that quite a few of them is asking is that if the CBR is not that strong, does that mean that they can't apply? Or what's the criteria all this about? So any of the speakers, can you assist to answer this question?
Okay, this is Joyce. So I can't answer that directly because I don't understand. I'm not too sure what do we call a good CBR or bad CBR. Okay. So I think you can apply. Of course, we look at it in a balanced view as to exactly, the whole repayment ability, right? So the government allowed, in this program, the government financing scheme program to actually have the interest servicing. So that part, I think the government is helping in terms of repayment. So if your CBR score is very bad, I mean, we'll look at it from, say bad in terms of what, So again, I mean, there's no such thing as you cannot apply. But I think we've got to take into consideration, what was the issue in our CBR report to begin with. Yeah.
Okay. I hope the few participants who have asked these questions, Joyce have answered it. Okay. Next one I have on hand is that I believe quite a few participants also would like to know is that they have current existing working capital loan with DBS right after the before the COVID-19, came in and hit them. So the question is that, can the existing loan be deferred, extend, or, is there a top up for it? Yep.
Yeah. So I think you can always go ahead and apply for the new under the government scheme, either the temporary bridging loan or the enhanced working capital. That has a good limit of one of them is up to 1 million, the other one is up to 5 million. So you can more than able to take care of a working capital. So you can actually apply for those programs on top of what you already have under the DBS working capital loan. Yeah.
Okay, so I believe, yeah, sorry, is there one more speaker? Like to add on? Okay, if that's about it, I hope that the participants will get their information. Next in line, I also see that, there's a person asking about the letter of credits. Is there any additional risk to the applications, or, what are the things that, they need to look out for?
Okay, Lynn here. So I'll take the question. I believe the complete question is there any additional risk if your supplier is requesting for nuisance credit, a letter of credit? So from your perspective, if you are a buyer, there is no additional risk to you, except that when you the documents are being presented, this nuisance will chalk up your line, your trade limit for a longer period of time. If it's a site LC, you have to pay out immediately. Yeah. So I don't think there's any additional risk to you if you are the buyer and your supplier requests for nuisance LC. I hope I answered your question.
Okay, thank you, Lynn. Okay, next up, I think we have another question for foreign owners. So I do have someone asking if they are foreigner owned, SME by a foreigner owned, employing Singaporeans in the F&B sectors, will DBS be able to provide them loans?
Okay, if we're talking about the normal straight out loan that DBS has, of course you can. But if to be eligible for the Singapore government financing scheme, which offer a lower cost of financing, plus the feature of the 12-month interest servicing, then that one you need to be at least 30% owned by local shareholdings.
Okay, we hear you there. Okay, next I also have is that for enhanced SME working capital loans, does it apply to startup? So I think this is a burning question that I always see even on events, seminars, startup without maybe more than 3 years kind of P&L. So many of them, especially some of them have been doing well, but because of this COVID-19, their balance sheet is all being affected. So, does this SME working capital loan applies to them? So maybe the loan people can help to answer.
So the answer is yes. And just like I explained, we even have done this on a digital basis. So we are actually allowing people to apply up to 100,000, the government program. And this is a startup can qualify for that because we don't require financial statement.
Okay, so I think there's also the similar questions like micro loans to start up all these. So I believe Joyce also does applies to them for all of it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, we do still have quite a few number of questions. Interest rate. Okay, yes. I think many of the SMEs, they will also want to know, what's the interest rate for the online digital loans? And, currently there's those temporary bridging loans. So maybe you guys can address again, what's the interest rate? I think this is a burning question a lot of SMEs want to know, what's the interest rate that getting the loans. So maybe, Joyce can help to answer, or anyone from the loan sector.
I don't know whether my colleague want to take it on or not. Okay, so let me try to answer the question. So I think the rate we're looking at is comparatively around 3.25%, around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So is applies to all companies, or maybe there's a certain company, like if you have more assets going on, is there a difference for startups versus those?
So in this case, for the government loan is offered there's no collateral required. So technically, it's really good. This is the first time that that the rate is offered so low. Of course, if you're under the enhanced working capital facility, there is a risk participation premium that we need to pay to the pay to the government. So therefore, whatever pricing we have under the temporary bridging loan, we will have to add that 0.8% that we need to pay to the government. So, but I still I think that so around 3.25, 3.5 is what you look at. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we got it. So I hope many of the participants get your this answered. this question answered on the interest of the loans. Okay, next up, we also have someone asking regarding deferred payments for existing loans. Does that also apply to unsecured loans?
Okay, what the government announced is only for secured loan. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess, you know, there you go.
Unless you are in the financial scheme that you just announced, all of them have only for secured loan. And it's fully secured loan that the government announced, yeah.
Okay, and sure. Now, I do have another question that's pretty long. So, someone's asking that many SMEs are badly hit last year due to the slowdown in trade. This resulted in negative balance sheet. However, some SMEs have comfort order book. Understand that most banks do not consider borrowings with negative balance sheet, even though there's SMEs have comfort their order book. Or can DBS consider pre-shipment finance to help these SMEs to fund raw materials, purchase, production, and order fulfillment?
The answer is yes. If we are able to take a look at what kind of order they have, and also we can utilize the government financing scheme for the loan, for the trade loans. So there's 2 other programs the government has, right? Which just now Lynn have shared, right? Just now, yeah.
Yes.
So yes, we can do it. Yeah.
Lynn, you need to, you know, want to add on to any re-emphasize on it again? Maybe, you know,
Yeah, so yeah, we can leverage on the LLS or EFS trade scheme. And if you have pre-shipment orders, that can also be put on, yeah. So you approach your relationship manager and or approach us at the end of this, video, and then, webinar, and then we can actually take it on further and discuss with you on how to structure the facility that you require.
Okay, for just to inform all the participants, after the whole video session, we'll be sending out another email with DBS contact details there. So if some of the burning questions we didn't really answer, you know, on the spot, you know, you can either just email to SCCCI or just contact DBS directly. Okay. So next up, I also have another questions on, you know, can we apply the SME working capital and at the same time a trade financing facilities for the suppliers? Over to you guys.
Yes.
Is able to.
As long as because technically the trade financing under the government scheme has up to 10 million, right? And then the working capital has up to 5 million. So technically, and then there is an enhanced working capital for 1 million. So an SME technically can do up to 16 million, right? 10 plus 5 plus 1.
Okay. So, you know, I think the other question I have, okay, after I reading through some of them, just for some of them who are also not very sure, I'm not going to, it's not, as in after I combine everything, so probably you'll be seeing up on the Q&A there, is what are the supporting documents, you know, for DBS, you know, business loans. I think maybe we can cover more on, like, you know, for startup, which again, some people are still asking, you know, some of the, you know, the documents that they need to prepare, and maybe those who are more matured businesses that, you know, has a good more than 3 years kind of balance sheet, and, you know, what kind of supporting documents does these 2 categories of companies need?
So for our digital business loan that is supported by the Relief Budget 2020, we only require for up to 100,000 on this digital online application. We only require them to give us the last 6 month bank statement, and we'll pull their credit report to take a look at it. Yeah.
So I think it applies to.
I do not need a financial statement. Yeah.
Okay, Ken, sure. So you know, I think I've already read through all the Q&A down there. You know, some of them are just a bit more like, you know, you guys need the URL link, everything. So I think we will not get the speakers to answer these questions, but moving forward, you know, as what we have said, we'll be sending off the emails with the DBS contact details and SCCCI contact details down there. So I think, you know, today I hope you guys has, you know, enjoyed the webinar session. So I think we would like to kind of end off here, you know, so we would like to give a big thank you to Joyce, Alice, David, Lynn, Grace, and Casey for their time and valuable sharing sessions today. We hope the participants have benefited a lot from this webinar session, and we look forward to seeing you again in future events. So we hope everyone stay safe and healthy. So thank you for this session. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.